And anytime I talk about the Denver Nuggets, first of all, we have to talk about Nikola Jokic. But just before we get into the Joker, congrats to head coach Mike Malone. I mean, winning season after winning season, doing great things for the franchise, signed a new long-term deal. And it's because, like I do, I believe in the vision. And next year, I'm looking forward already. I'm seeing it. Nikola Jokic, alongside his two running mates, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., this is going to be a formidable team to beat. Not only because of what we know Denver can do at home, but what they do consistently on the road now. Now, BJ, taking this take, because I'm telling you, I'm calling it early. Denver will win the championship next year.
Well, did you say that? Is that your take?
I'm taking that right now. Denver Nuggets will be crowned the 2023 NBA champions next year.
Whoa, time out. I need a 20. I need a 20 here. I need a 20. Hold on. Time out. I need graphics. I need something. Just wait a minute. Jaydee.
Yes.
No.
You can't say that, Jaydee, right now. We never identified the person who said the Lakers were going to win the championship this year, but it was allegedly someone said it. Now we got someone allegedly saying the Denver's going to win next year. Now hold on, let's get a timeout here, guys. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I understand Jamal Murray is going to be back. I understand Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be back, but to say they're going to win the championship, wow, that's a big statement. You know what? I like their team. I like what they did. They played well in the bubble. They gave us reason to believe what this team could do. But I don't think that is the case that you could say right now, as the team is currently constructed, that this team is ready to win the championship next year when all of those guys get back healthy. And in particular, I would say it for one reason. I don't think Jamal Murray, when he does return, will be the Jamal Murray that we all remember back there in the bubble. And that is, when you come back from a significant injury like an ACL, you're gonna need time, especially on the defensive end. And that's the main reason I don't believe that they'll be able to win it. However, I do think they will have a window, provided they can stay healthy, with Jokic, MVP caliber player where he's at. I think Jamal Murray, if he can return back and get to that level or maintain that level, and the improvement of Michael Porter, he's going to have to get better. Offensively, the kid is terrific. I think defensively, he's going to have to be a better player if we're talking about them winning or competing for an NBA championship. I like their talent. I like what they're doing, but I don't think I'm ready to say right now, because of those reasons, that they're going to win the championship next year.
Hold that thought, because you said one very key word that I can't wait to dive in with you in a second, BJ. But BJ's word was construction. Now, I'm going to quote BJ now. He says that he enjoys watching Jokic more than probably any other player in the league. Minus Ja Morant, who's much watched TV, the most charming player in the league is Nikola Jokic. You have an MVP contender. Yes. I then put two running mates next to him, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. You already know what they can bring. Mike Malone, a coach in the peak of his career and what he's doing in his powers. 3-and-Ds and AG and Will Barton. Jeff Green for experience. Bones Highland, my heart, and it's the way that he's adapted to this NBA. Ovie, I've given you a roster construction there, and those are the compartments. Those are the pieces that could win a championship. But do you believe they could be crowned champions next year?
Jeez, JB. Hey, a championship, man. I feel like it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
I feel like right now, looking at the landscape of the West, there's a couple teams. I feel like they still are. I put them in the same boat that I put Dallas in. I feel like the only team besides the Suns, clearly, that I think is ready to make that step is Memphis, how they're playing. They're 18-2 without Ja Morant this season. And obviously with him, they're terrific, they're rolling. But I feel like the culture that they're building over there in Memphis, you gotta put them up there to win a championship before you put out Dallas, And I feel like you cannot emphasize enough the time that it takes for a player to come back. what we saw with KD coming back from an injury was ridiculous. That's not normal. KD came back and I was absolutely surprised. Having had injuries myself, I know the time it takes. I've never had an injury quite as severe as KD's. How he came back was absolutely unreal. So, a back injury and an ACL tear, those are not injuries that, we can say, okay, a guy's going to come back and we can just throw him back out there and we're going to see what we're used to seeing. That's not quite it, So I feel like they're improving, they're getting there, but they still have a couple steps to go until they're ready to, I think, come out the West. Talkless of winning a championship. Oh.
Mo, take this in. Take this journey with me. We know how difficult it is for any team to go and get one game in Denver because of the altitude. Any series is difficult there. The greatness of this team with the heartbeat that is Nikola Jokic, and then these factors. These are stats. The only team in the NBA to have home court advantage in each of the last 3 seasons. They might not get it this year, but they've shown that consistency. Denver also finished tying a franchise record for 22 road wins in recent years. These are components to build championship habits. If they can get it all together with those pieces returning, can you see the vision that the Denver Nuggets will be crowned champions next year?
Jaydee, I'm going to help you out with this one because the guys aren't respecting your take, but I think it's an interesting take because the Nuggets, after they traded for Aaron Gordon last year, they looked unstoppable. They won their first 7 games after the trade. That 5-man lineup we talked about, they were outscoring opponents by almost 17 points per 100 possessions. And BJ, if we want to pull up receipts, I remember someone on this show saying the Denver Nuggets were going to come out of the West up until Jamal Murray's injury. So we're going to do the receipts game. We could do that too because now all of a sudden it's a laughable suggestion. But just last year, we were talking about the Denver Nuggets coming out of the West. That's all I'm going to say on that, is look at it like this. The Denver Nuggets right now are a game and a half outside of 4th place in the Western Conference. And that's without 2 of their 3 best players. They have the reigning MVP. We need to respect Nikola Jokic and what he can do to a team because it's not like you're going to lose any pieces. You're just adding 2 very good players to your squad next year. So even if it takes Jamal Murray a while to come back in, he's on a minutes restriction, he has to come off the bench and he has to ease his way back in through the course of 82, that's okay because Nikola Jokic has proven he can carry a team to the 6th, 5th, 4th seed in the Western Conference, even without those guys. They're playing with Uncle Jeff Green in the starting lineup. And with all credit to Uncle Jeff, I'm still surprised he can start on an NBA team at this stage of his career. So when you replace him with Michael Porter Jr. and when you replace Monte Morris with Jamal Murray, then things start to get scary for the Denver Nuggets. So I said I'd help you out, Jaydee. I've helped you out. But then I have to give you the realness. We're talking about players coming back next year. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, who's defeated his playoff demons. Paul George is going to be back. I think the Clippers look scary for the Western Conference next season. Not to add to the fact they've added Norman Powell, but I'm going to tell you the reals of who's winning the championship next year. Time Lord Taurus Meniscus, he'll be back next year. Tatum's going to be another year better next year. Tatum's going to be even better next year. Marcus Smart, he wants to be the year next year. I'm telling you now, the Boston Celtics will win next year's NBA championship. The best defense in the NBA, the number 2 ranked offense in the NBA right now. You can laugh, you can sleep if you want, you can stay sleeping on them. But all I know is ain't nobody want to play with them boys. And the league is lucky that Robert Williams went down injured because they were about to steamroll every team in the playoffs.
Hey, yo, Mo. Remember you said that there's genius and insanity? Right back to you doing it again, Mo.
I like my odds on this one. I like my odds.
You're doing it again,
Ovie,
Mo.
you boys in Phoenix are lucky. The Time Lord's Meniscus has gifted you the NBA championship this year. Be thankful.
Really back here. Mo, come on back home, Mo. Come on back.
Yo,
I just had to let it be known. I just had to let it be known.
reel him in.
Oh, whoa. You don't even believe that, Mo. You don't even believe that, Mo. You
Tell me why not. Tell me why not.
You guys are playing well. We've been playing well. All consistency. You guys have found a little groove. You're feeling good about yourselves, but we've got all the pieces. We've got all the pieces. We've got all the depth. We've got way more depth than you guys. So if you think Jason Tatum is gonna lead you all the way, that ain't how it's gonna fly down there in Phoenix, buddy. It's really hot down there in the valley. You feel me? The sun is shining real bright down there. You feel me? So I don't know, man. Like, you guys are playing well, and I'll give it to you. Boston are playing very well, and I do think that if Williams didn't go down with an injury, that you guys could have come out of the East. I do believe that. Like, you guys are playing great basketball. But the Suns, hey, we playing just as well, if not better than, everyone out here, and we've been right there all season long, baby. And you know, JT, Jason Tatum can disappear now if he goes back to shooting fadeaway jump shots and sticking with jump shots, and if he stops attacking the bucket,
All right. How about this, Ovie? Jason Tatum can disappear. Jason Tatum can disappear. How many conference finals has your franchisee, the Chris Paul, been to in the last 20 years? And how many conference finals did Jason Tatum make in his first 4 seasons in the NBA? You talk to me about disappearing. We want to talk about disappearing in the games.
We were just in the finals, homie.
We're going to talk about disappearing. And guess who disappeared in the finals when Drew Holiday guarded him? Who disappeared? Who disappeared, though? We're going to talk about disappearing. Who disappeared?
You know what? You going to let me talk? You going to let me talk? Hey, he don't have to score no
like
more.
Chris Paul.
Hey, no. There's games that Chris Paul dominates now, scoring 14 assists, baby. I mean, having 14 diets. We've got enough pieces. We've got shooters.
You're not wrong.
We've got shooters coming off the bench. We've got scorers from the mid-range. We've got scoring in the post. How do you want us to score? We've got pick and roll guys.
No, you're not wrong.
Guys. We've got it all. So what are you talking about? Chris Paul don't need to score.
You're not wrong, but you had
your best defender. Wait, let me finish. Put your best defender on Chris Paul, and he's just gonna start stirring the pot.
You had all of this last year in the finals too, but he still disappeared, and you had a shot 50 on his head and lifted the
Cameron
trophy.
Johnson wasn't the same player. Cam Johnson wasn't the same player he is this year.
All I will say is
Cam Johnson can lead you to the chip.
A championship debate for next season has riled up this much attention. I cannot wait.
Ovie, I missed you. Ovie, I missed you.
Boston, hey, yo, JD, how did we even get to this? How did we get to this?
You know how we got here. You know how we got here. You know how we got here.
Not even
BJ tells you all the time. BJ christened me.
It's good to have you back, my brother.
Smooth criminal. Yeah, I knew exactly what we were doing when we did this. But like I said, more of this. Studio Sunday. I can't wait, man. This is why I love this game. 8:30, you know where to find us.